In a world dominated by technology, we're getting back to nature and getting kids into gardening. It has some serious benefits, so get your shovels ready. We have 2 simple projects they'll love.
It's Friday, and we're ready to party. The Jason Show starts right now. Hey, what's going on, girl?
Nothing can go wrong when you surround yourself with toddlers, shovels, butterfly nets, and flowers, right? Getting kids into gardening, it's gonna have some big benefits. We're gonna go through those coming up. Hey, do any of you guys like pizza?
I do.
Okay, thank you. What's wrong with them? We love pizza. We're doing a pizza garden coming up after the break. Oh, you caught a child. Hello.
Thank you for being here, everybody. I greatly appreciate it. Well, it's a great way to get your kids outdoors in the summer and learning more about where the food they eat comes from. We're talking gardening. And Shane Wells is getting dirty today with the help of our gardening expert, Dale Kay. Audience, give it up and some young gardeners. Hello, Shane.
It's the first time we've got to come together on this show.
But you're a natural. You're a natural already.
I'm as bad as these kids. I know nothing, so we're going to start fresh. We're getting rid of technology. We're going to become one with nature. First of all, we've talked about the benefits for kids, but can you talk specifically about what those are?
Well, firstly, it's just beautiful out here today, and that's really the great beauty about gardening. It gets kids out in the great outdoors. And my grandfather, Laz, he taught me how to garden, and funnily enough, it was tomatoes. And I didn't really know what was going on, but it was getting your hands in the dirt, and I think that's important for kids to get out. Not only does it create great physical activity, but kids also learn how to be respectful, they learn creativity, and most importantly, they learn responsibility, because if you don't water plants, they die. So, you know, it teaches a whole group of fun things in a fun activity. And a lot of nutrition as well. Of course, we all want our kids to eat healthy, and gardening, there's nothing more local than picking stuff right out of your own garden. Even my daughter does that as well, even today. But if you say to kids, well, we're going to go plant some onions today, you know, it's like, boy, crikey, it's like, who wants to go plant onions? You don't even want to plant onions.
I don't.
But if you start to wrap it around foods that kids like, you know, maybe it's strawberries or strawberry jam. They like strawberry jam on toast. Or maybe they love pizza, because what kids don't love pizza? So you can start to revolve these foods, these healthy foods, around foods that they like to eat. And that's why a pizza garden is one of those simple, easy ways to do. So here's what you need.
Okay.
Firstly, of course, you need tomatoes. And
I love how you say that.
And I like the
Aussie
ones
tomato.
that harvest all at once. That way you can can them and save them for later. That's called a determinate tomato. Now, aroma type tomato is that type of tomato.
Okay.
So that's the one that we're going to use. We're going to have good soil. And my grandfather, I said his name was Les, great guy. He always said, Dale, have compost. Always plant with compost, especially tomatoes. So I got my homemade compost here, and that's another great thing that kids can help you make.
Should I move this down, or you want more?
I'm gonna grab handfuls of it.
Get his hands dirty.
Because there's nothing better than compost. It will do a couple of things. It helps stop disease in tomatoes. It adds nutrition, and it also adds soil structure. So there's some great benefits to saving all those kitchen scraps. That we bang that in. Next thing, of course, is the tomato, and we're going to pop him in.
And what about where this needs to be in your garden?
Well, pizza garden really loves sun, so a nice, bright, sunny spot.
Okay.
I've used a raised bed here, which is advantageous. Critters won't get into it. And it also gets kids right at eye level so they can see really what's going on. Now, the other key ingredients for making a pizza sauce, and one that I like to use, is oregano, and that's a little bit different. You get your nose into there. It's a little bit
nice.
different smelling, and that's really what makes a pizza sauce different from a spaghetti sauce. Get your nose back in there.
Get in.
Oregano is the one that makes
Can
a
you
pizza
eat it? Could I try like a leaf?
Yeah.
Is that like, I'm not going to die?
Go for it. That's the other great thing. Interaction. You can teach your kids what tastes good, what doesn't, and herbs. All the, you know, whether you're using basil or oregano, that's really good. Now I'm also going to add, and I guess every recipe is a little bit different.
Should we have Grant
but
come
we're
over and
gonna
do
have,
this one?
Hey, bud.
Grant, you want to come plant
over.
this one? We
You
have the Moms
go.
Club of Woodbury South here today helping
There
us
you go.
out with their
Pop
kiddos.
that in.
All right, buddy, come over here.
And that's the great thing. There you go.
Is there any key? You just put it in there,
Just
cover it with
pop
dirt?
it in there. I like to put it nice and level. Now,
All right,
what's the
cover
great...
it up. Can you push some dirt on there? Sweet.
Now, if you were to ask him, what do I like the most? I almost bet he'll say getting his hands in the dirt. So there you go. There's some great ingredients for a pizza sauce. I got onions. I'm going to bang in a little basil as well, and all this in the sun.
here and smell
Keep it
this.
watered, and that's the great thing. Kids can get out there outside every day and water their own garden, and then of
Such
course
easy,
make
great
their own
ideas.
pizza sauce. Eat your own pizza.
And next up, we're doing a butterfly garden, right?
Yeah, one great thing, flowers have benefits. That is because they attract one thing that all kids love.
And adults too. All right, we have that coming up, Jason.
Thank you
Great,
guys.
and you smell
Audience,
that?
give it
Did
up
you
for
try
Shane
it?
and Dale. It's a pizza. Everything you need for a pizza in a little garden. More gardening with kids. Shane is out live. Hello, Shane.
Hello, Ziana. Do you want to plant that for me? Yeah. Okay, right here. Let's dig a little hole. We are getting kids into gardening, and you know what? Kids are going to do what they want out here, but we have a great way to get them interested. A butterfly garden. That's coming up. We're planting that next. Oh no, what happened?
Welcome back, everybody. We have a little gardening trilogy for you. Now it's time for Empire Strikes Back. It's a hobby that can last a lifetime. Today we're showing you how to get your kids interested in gardening. Now earlier, it was all about growing a pizza garden. Now our buddy Shane and garden expert Dale Kay are attracting some new flying friends. Hello, guys.
Hello. Here we are. You know, this is all about getting kids into gardening because there's so many great benefits for kids. And I was talking to Mom Stacy here. You have a 5-year-old and an almost 3-year-old.
Right.
And you say you dabble in it?
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, he's mostly interested in the dirt that's involved in gardening, but I think it's fun for, you know, the kids to start to learn how to grow food and that process and the science behind it. So we started small with a little fairy garden, and this year we're kind of working on the container garden with some herbs and things like that we can incorporate into home cooking. So,
Starting small. I get
Yeah.
it. Life is busy. This is
Yes.
yours right here. Vale. Give a wave. This is your 15 seconds.
say hi.
Hey. All right, well, you might get another shot. All right, let's get over to Dale here. All right, we're talking about a butterfly garden. So how do we get started with this one?
Well, fundamentally, flowers are just wonderful for kids to grow. And I want to point out one in particular, the sunflower right here. And it's great because it grows so fast. It's super easy to germinate. You could almost germinate it on concrete if you wanted to. So
Sounds like something the Terminator does.
It's bulletproof. It
Okay.
follows the season. It grows really tall, taller than kids. It'll watch them surpass. And the great thing is you can actually harvest the seed heads. And the great thing about the seed head is this is from last fall. They start to tilt down and mature. But the great thing is you put a little bit of rope on there and you can actually feed the birds because birds love sunflowers.
Can we eat those?
Well,
Those look like the sunflower seeds.
you can eat them. Go right
Oh, they're a
ahead.
little small.
So you get to follow the whole season with sunflowers from spring all the way through to winter. The other thing I love is flowers that have double duty or do many things. And butterfly attracting flowers not only look beautiful, but they will also attract pollinators as well. And of course, the more pollinators, the better. So these flowers, some are fragrant, some are beautiful, some make great cut flowers. They all attract butterflies.
How do you know which ones attract butterflies?
Well, these are my favorites. So grab your pen and paper really quick. This is butterfly bush or buddleia. This one does very, very well.
Okay.
Coneflowers, these guys right here, are also wonderful at attracting butterflies. Now, one of my favorites that's an annual, and it loves the hot weather. So if you're down in Dallas or Los Angeles, anywhere like that, Pentas is absolutely fabulous. Does very, very well in the heat and attracts butterflies. And then Lantana down here also loves hot weather. So that's really, really great for...
So these sunshine
These are
gardens?
all sun and butterflies. They like to warm up, especially in the mornings.
Okay.
Now I have a container here. It's got some great, well-drained, deep, moist potting soil, and then you can just, for kids, create a little space that they can call their own. That way, they can really enjoy. You plant them up, and there you get wonderful, wonderful blooms.
That makes sense since it's their own and they'll take ownership of it. I love it.
Exactly.
Great idea. It's a great way to get your kids into gardening. And of course, you've talked about all the great benefits out there. So there's nothing stopping you. It's good for adults too. So you might as well get into it.
Absolutely.
City.
Shane, can you see if that kid's available to take over the show if this just starts tanking?
Which one would you like?
The kid that waved, can we make sure he's on standby right there in the red shirt?
Wait, everybody.
He's like, this is not my mom.
Yeah.
Say hi.
Look at that face. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy.
Jason's saying hi. Ask him, how is he? How's the show going?
Yeah, he's enthralled like
Camera
most
shy.
people. Yeah. Thanks, Shane and Dale. Thanks, guys.